الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. Just a quick recap, brothers, inshallah, what we discussed yesterday. Remember again, I just want to remind myself and yourself, Ramadan is a two-pronged, two-fold program. In the morning, in the daytime, we fast. In the night, we stay up and we listen to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the kalamullah. This is a program that is given to us by no one else than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, when you go to gym and you do exercises and whatnot, you have programs, right? So they tell you you have to eat these proteins and eat this kind of food and this kind of food, and then you pick up this much weight. You know, you do your, I don't know, biceps one day, triceps the other day. You know, all that program, and in the end, you want to achieve something, which is you want to build your body or something. And same goes for like any other thing, any other programs you talk about. You know, it's well structured. Any well structured program will touch on different aspects. And so what we need to look here is, this is not purposeless. This is given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to know what is the purpose. And the purpose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us already in Surah Al-Baqarah. You know, if you look at prayer, as-salah, how many times salah is mentioned in the Quran? We know, 70 times or more, right? And every time salah is mentioned, most of the time zakah is mentioned there as well. If you take up Hajj, Hajj is mentioned at least 4 or 5 different places in the Quran. Fasting is that ibadah that has all been described in these 5 or 6 ayat. Ayah number 182 to 187, Surah Al-Baqarah, which we are going to inshallah recite shortly. Okay, so focus on that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the reason for these 2 programs. The first reason is لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. You know, when they give you a program, the idea is that you will follow that, and in the end, you will get your body like structured like this. But if you didn't follow it, of course, you know, it's not their problem. It's not the problem of the people, the one who made the program. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to give us the best chance to achieve what? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you get the taqwa. You get the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that you can control yourself and give yourself in the control of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, I gave you this example as well, right? So if you want to stop lying, if you get angry, if you want to stop yourself getting angry, if you want to stop swearing, if you want to stop, you know, watching other things, if you want to stop this, that, you know, if you want to stop disobeying your parents, and list goes on and on and on. It's the daily thing, you know. The only way we can get rid of these things is if we have control of our own selves. So this is purpose number 1. The purpose number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, شَهْرُ رَمَضَانَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ. In the second ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the end, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, so that you become grateful. You become grateful. When do you become grateful? If a parent, I give you this example, right? If you're a father, if you give your child a beautiful motorcycle, a cycle or something, right? And what does the child do? The child just leaves it in the garage, and after 1 month you see it's full of dust and everything, and you're gonna say, well, what have you done with this? Like, I mean, I didn't give it to you for this purpose. I didn't give you the cycle for this purpose. The idea was that you're gonna go and ride it, and so you didn't give the due value, the due care that needs to be done. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the gift. What is the gift? The biggest gift that He's given us, the gift of hidayah, gift of guidance, and that is this book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This is هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Potentially, it is the hidayah for all of for all of mankind, هُدًى لِلنَّاسِ, but only those who are muttaqeen are going to get the guidance from it. So that's the second purpose. And the third purpose is لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ, so that you achieve rushd. What is rushd? That level of guidance which is mature, which is now firm. You know, we talk about Sahaba. Ridwanullah ta'ala ajma'in. Yeah? How come Bilal was, lying down on burning floor with a stone on his chest, and still he was able to say ahadun, ahad, ahadun, ahad? How come, Abu Bakr Siddiq was like this? He, gave everything in his house, and all of his wealth in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How come this Sahabi did this? How come this Sahabi did this? And the reason why they had that level of guidance, they were like a rock. So rushd comes from firmness, from rock, right? They were like a rock. It doesn't really matter what happens in the life, what you see when you go out. Your iman is strong like it was before. So nothing changes you. That is the level of rushd. And Allah has made this program to achieve for all of us, so that we can achieve these 3 targets. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He help us in achieving these targets in this beautiful month. Jazakumullah khairan. Inshallah we'll continue with that.